How does one account for a person's life? What do we use to measure the impact we have on this world? What are the marks of greatness and the signs of failure? How do we describe a person's legacy? Many public figures are concerned with their legacy. Some create one by breaking records. The most home runs, strikeouts, passing touchdowns, holes in one. Some legacies are marked by a person's incorporation in a particular select group. Nobel laureates, old European royalty, Supreme Court justices. Still others leave a legacy by their innovations. Henry Ford's automobile assembly line, Steve Jobs' computers, Neil Armstrong's moonwalk. Where does Bishop Anthony G. Bosco fit in this picture? What is his legacy? During his tenure as the third Bishop of Greensburg, he authorized and oversaw the building of a few new church buildings and the first diocesan-wide capital campaign. He inaugurated the idea of faith as the journey of a lifetime, with the restored order of the sacraments of initiation as its centerpiece, and faith formation that addresses the whole person as the vehicle for ongoing discipleship. He directed a refashioning of the parish councils and the formation of regions within deaneries to bring church life closer to the level where it's lived. And although I can't verify the accuracy of this claim, I think he could make a case for the most bowls of pipe tobacco smoked within one lifetime. Yet, such accomplishments as these, some very significant for their effect on this local church, are not the legacy of Bishop Bosco. The newspapers may cite them, Vatican offices may note them, but what remains of this man and Bishop of the Church is something more profound than any building or program. It is the account of himself before God, as Paul writes in Romans. At his installation mass in 1987, Bishop Bosco said to those assembled that he was not a very large man, and the Diocese of Greensburg was not a very large diocese, just big enough for him to get his arms around and hug. We will miss those hugs from this shepherd disciple who led us to see the Lord as all good disciples and good shepherds do, by pointing away from himself to the Lord.
He was always a man who saw himself, as he liked to say, more as a brother than as a father. And brothers generally walk alongside their family rather than at the head of their family. So I think he probably put into practice the faith that he believed in and the pastoral style that he thought was most effective.
There must be something providential about the fact that the Lord called Bishop Bosco home in this year of new evangelization, the year of faith. Because I think one of the greatest legacies that Bishop Bosco will give to the church is the fact that he was always interested in communicating the message of God's salvation. And he had so many gifts and talents in that regard, and so whether it was in the print media or the electronic media or using computers, Bishop Bosco was always looking for ways in which he could quickly into the heart get the message of Jesus. And so I think that's going to be his greatest legacy, as a great communicator of the Word of God.
what he did was he lived what he taught. So there wasn't just a teaching, but it was also the fact that this was his style of living too. It was his life.
Closely allied with the effectiveness of all services ministry is communications. Bishop Bosco was a magnificent communicator with the acuity of intellect and the humorous wit which distinguished him throughout his entire life. He was recognized for his communication skills when he was elected chair of the Communications Committee of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. He enthusiastically embraced new communication technology to evangelize and educate while overseeing development of a diocesan website and connecting all of the diocese's parishes into one single network. He was considerably ahead of his time.